This is 20 Minutes of Impact from the United States Energy Association Power Sector Podcast. I'm Herman K. Trabish. I've covered the power sector since 2006, and I currently report for Utility Dive. On this episode of the podcast, my guest is Amanda Ormond, Director of the Western Grid Group and Principal with the Ormond Group. Amanda is going to talk about how last Saturday's passage of California's Assembly Bill 825 represents a key milepost in the emergence of a regional Western electricity market. Amanda began her career in the private sector and then spent 14 years with Arizona's State Energy Office, including 5 years as its director. In 2008, Amanda began her now almost 18 years as director of the Western Grid Group, advocating for Western regionalization as a pathway to a more reliable, resilient, affordable, and cleaner electric power system. So, Amanda, before we get to the huge implications of AB 825, let's talk about the partnership between the California Independent System Operator, sometimes called CAISO, and the Warren Buffett-owned Pacific Corp Utilities that kicked off the energy imbalance market, which is sometimes called EIM, the planned day-ahead market, called EDAM, and led to this long quest, now near culmination, for Western regionalization. In brief, and I know it's impossible to be brief about this amazing story, but when did it all start and how did we get to now?
Hi, Herman. Thanks for having me on the show. It's a great question. It has been a long story because it goes back to maybe 2009 when the idea of having a day or a real-time market emerged as something that was possible for the West. So the West has all these balancing authorities that are responsible for taking care of their energy needs without coordination. And the energy
38 different balancing authorities, right?
Correct. So 38 little fiefdoms that are
Yeah.
responsible for making sure that there's energy. The energy imbalance market is simply a trading platform where utilities can buy and sell energy, and they sell energy when they have too much, and they buy energy when there's some cheaper to buy. And it is a platform that was proposed for the 39 balancing authorities outside California. Pacificor was the first entity to join with the California Independent System Operator Energy Imbalance Market, and that happened in 2014. Pacificor is a 6-state utility. They're in 6 different states, so it was a big deal when they joined, and they really started a cascade of other utilities that have since joined. There are 24 entities now that are part of the energy imbalance market. It
Wow,
covers
that's 2/3 of all the balancing authorities out there. That's I didn't realize it had grown that big.
Right. And of the load that those entities serve, it's 80% of the load in the West. So it's
Wow.
really large. The current benefit calculation from this one little market trading platform is $7.4 billion. So
Billion with a B.
with a B. So this has been a really, really successful market start. But I want to tell you a little bit of the backstory. Utilities were thinking about starting the energy imbalance market, and efforts kind of stalled. I credit Western regulators for recognizing that having this sharing platform would really benefit all the different participants and the customers that pay for electricity. So there was a couple commissioners that formed a commissioner group. They're the ones that kept the pedal to the metal to say we want this imbalanced market. So really, it was regulators that made sure that this market happened.
Interesting.
You had mentioned the EDAM, that's a day ahead market product. So that is where utilities look at how much generation they have for the next day, what the weather patterns might be, And it's a sharing, or it's a planning platform to make sure that everywhere in the West will be able to have the electricity that they need. So when we think about Western regional market development, in the West, it's been done organically, or it's been done step by step. There are many, many services that independent system operators or regional transmission organizations provide. The EIM and the EDAM, so the real-time market and the day ahead, are just two of the many services that are being provided in markets. But the West is moving one step at a time, and maybe we'll end up with a full regional market. Maybe we won't.
That's it for part one. If you want to hear the rest of this terrific conversation, subscribe to the Power Sector Podcast's Power More. And with your subscription, you'll get both parts delivered directly to you the second they drop.